Hello, NormaLyte community. It's Valerie here, back with another episode of Project POTS. This week I'm going to talk about beating the heat. You know, obviously heat is not our friends for those of us with POTS, and especially on a college campus in the South, when you're walking back and forth and walking across campus for different meetings and such throughout the day, it can be kind of tricky. And so here are some things that I've kind of done to help maneuver that. When I'm going from class to class, and one may be here and one may be here, what I try to do is when walking, I try to cut through as many buildings as possible. So if there's 2 or 3 buildings kind of in the way between me and my destination, cutting through that air conditioning limits the time I'm outside. If that's not an option for you, try to find the pathway with the most shade. There's a lot of different routes you can take to class, and even if it's slightly longer, it's going to be better in the long run if you're being in the shade rather than having the 90-degree heat beating down off of you. Obviously, carrying a water bottle to class with you is super, super helpful for those of you who are allowed to have a freezer in your dorm room or maybe a community freezer. Maybe try freezing some water, keeping that in your bag or keeping that somewhere with you. That way you always have something cold, whether that is just as an ice pack or if you let that thaw and drink it. And obviously just kind of scheduling your classes. This is something I've talked about a lot, but making sure that, maybe they're in the morning or maybe they're at night so that you're not walking kind of in the heat of the day. Some things I personally haven't tried, but I know work for a lot of my friends, are products like cooling vests, cooling towels, and obviously keeping your dorm room as cold as you possibly can, or as cold as comfortable, so that when you come home from your classes and it's been a long day and you're hot and tired, you have some place to cool down. Hopefully this helps, and I'd love to hear what some of y'all's things to do are to beat the heat. I look forward to seeing y'all next week.